coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Bow, boom, 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 boom. I appreciate the support. Beef ramen noodles. You know what it is. Salute, salute, salute everybody out there on TBP Nation, man. We out here 33 years and rolling. Appreciate all the love. Everybody who rock with the platform, everybody who rock with the movement. We're on the road to 100K. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's do it. Salute. Big love on the back end of the video, man. Let's get right to it. I know this may blow some of y'all. I know this may shock some of y'all. I know this may be something that y'all may not never have heard before. Some of y'all have. You do actually have people in prison that I know personally that they did not want to leave. I'm gonna say that again. I know people in prison that literally did not want to leave. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I just got finished talking to my little brother. Shout out to Josiah Graham Esquire in the fam. Much love. But we was just talking about something, and it just brought that subject up. But I actually know a few people that was locked up in prison that did not want to leave, man, for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to talk about a few of them. And as I talk about it, I may remember some more, but I know some off the top of my head. And all of them had different reasons, you know, but they actually didn't want to leave. So in talking to him, I was using the psychology of that mindset, thinking about what that could be for. And, excuse me, as I explained to him, you have dudes in prison, man, that is bosses. You know, they bosses. They run things. They, you know, they got businesses. They get money. They get the sack. They, you know, run gambling games, gambling establishments, store boxes, parlays, you know, whatever the case may be. And they living in there. They living, you know, you living or you surviving, but you're not living because you're never living in prison. You just surviving. But they're surviving in there. And they're not only surviving, but they're thriving in that environment, right? But the thing about it is this. There are people doing better in prison than they have ever did on the street. There are people in prison doing better than they have ever did on the street. Because in prison, in order to get in a position of power, a position of being a major player, the main component to that is to be violent. And if you can be violent and if you can be the most violent, then people are going to respect you. If people respect you, you're going to be able to get some money one way or another. That dynamic right there is not transferable to the streets. You understand what I'm saying? You can't come out here and be violent and get in a position of power and stay in a position of power, because the violence alone will put you back in prison. So this is why you got a lot of dudes that can thrive in prison but cannot make it on the street. They can do everything that needs to be done in prison and have everything that you could possibly have in prison, but they can't obtain it on the street because their method of obtaining it is through violence. If that makes sense, you understand? So with that being said, like I said, I knew dudes that ain't want to come home for certain reasons, man. And each time that I ever encountered it, it was even that much more crazy to me. The first dude that I ever encountered that didn't want to go home, man, I could see his face and everything. I'm trying to think his name. Hopefully it'll come through me to me because I'm doing this video off the top of my head. And I can see him, man, and I know his name and it ain't popping in my head. But he was a tall, country-looking Bama, man. Real tall. He was a tall, country-looking Bama. I think I even spoke of him before in one of the videos. But I learned this early in my bit. I was around him. He, like I think I was on Augusta. And he was well known on there. But he had already been locked up a long time, man. Long time. Either over 20 or 30. One of the two. I can't remember exactly. But he was well known because he was tall, lanky, country looking, and he was real bow-legged, and he walked real funny. So everybody knew him, you know. And the thing about it was, to my understanding, he had been locked up so long, he was known in the system. He do this, he do that, he dibble and dabble in everything. And he wasn't even a dude in prison that really had stuff, like had a lot of this. He was like a flat footer. You know, he could go get somebody, but he ain't had things like everything you need in excess. He won't one of them type of dudes. When I tell you the dudes that can survive in prison and thrive in prison, those dudes that I say thrive, them dudes got money like they penitentiary rich. They got everything. They ain't gonna need a soda. They ain't gonna need a soup. They ain't gonna need a cookie, coffee. If they want to get high, they got the money to buy the drugs. They might have the drugs. They ain't got to worry about gambling, paying no debts. They got everything they need in there. You understand? So those are different type of people. He was like a flat footer. He could go get some if he needs some. But the thing about it was this: he had been locked up so long, man, that his time had actually ran out. And he didn't want to go home because he said he ain't had nowhere to go. He said he'd been locked up so long, his family had abandoned him. He don't know where nobody live. He ain't talked to his people in decades. He ain't talked to nobody in his family. He ain't had nowhere to go. But in prison, he know he gonna be able to eat every day, even if it's that garbage, that hot garbage that they serve in the kitchen. He know he gonna have somewhere to lay his head, no matter what the weather is, and he know that he ain't got to worry about, the lights being cut off, this, that, and the third. All of the things that you're gonna have to deal with as a grown person out here in the real world in society. He knew he ain't had to deal with that. So he was more comfortable right there than going home and having nowhere to go. He was literally trying to buck on going home, and the people say you got to go. We don't even have no other reason to hold you. You know what I'm saying? So what if I catch a case right now? Even if you catch a case right now, you going to the county jail. You're not standing here because your prison time is literally up. And he ain't want to go. He arguing with the people and doing this, that, and the third. He really ain't want to go out there because he ain't had nowhere to go. Crazy. And I remember I was young during this time in my bed. I'm just really starting. And I'm like, man, this joker don't want to go home. I just got here and I want to get up out of this joint. But it was crazy, man, and they literally said, man, they had to take him to the bus station and drop him off, and because he had nowhere else to go, and he didn't even want to use his bus ticket pass, because if you ain't got nowhere to go, they give you a bus ticket to whatever city you going to. He didn't want to use his bus ticket jump because he wanted to cash that in to get some money, because he ain't had no money. So the police had knew him so long, they even gave him a ride to the bus station. You know what I'm saying? And they said people that was coming to work the next day that worked in there, security guards, police, COs and stuff, said they seen him like walking down the streets and stuff. Or he's still on the streets, like roaming around. So I'm like, what? It was just crazy, man, to me. It was eye-opening to me at the time. You know what I'm saying? So he the first one to stick out to me that I was like in my mind, somebody really want to stay in here by choice? By choice? Crazy, crazy to me, man. And then another dude that I ran into, which was crazy to me as well. Man, this Joker was he had been locked up for about 36 years, 36, 37 years. He really was like a non-factor when I mean like on a compound. You don't know who he is, just besides what he do. He was into, them boys. He loved them boys. But he had been locked up so long, and I didn't really know him. He indulged in poker, played in poker. I've been in a couple poker games and stuff like that with him before, but I didn't really like chop it up with him. But I know he loved them boys, and particularly he loved them little white boys. And man, I mean, that's what he do. That's what he want to do. The word on the compound, on the places I've been with him, was he was hot. You know what I'm saying? Meaning he'll tell something, he'll snitch on something or something like that, just because he didn't want to be separated away from his boy. So the police know that, the administration know that, so they'll put pressure on him like, look, somebody got them drugs up in the pile, woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? What you know about that? I don't know nothing about that, woo, woo. All right, well, we gonna go ahead and move you about the block then, woo, woo. We gonna move my people with me, because they know he got people, they condoning this. No, you can't. Well, we gonna separate y'all. Whatever. Well, look, man, I can tell you who got it, but you gotta leave me where I'm at. He was one of them type of dudes. That's what the rumor was. He would do anything not to be separated away from his peoples. You know what I'm saying? Now I heard tell that he said everybody in his family since he had been locked up had died. I think I was on the compound with him when he said he had got some news that said his sister died, and he said that was the last known living relative that he had left after being locked up for almost 40 years. He ain't had nobody. He ain't had nowhere to go. The only love that he considered that he knew was the love of his peoples. So he actually made parole. Because why? He's staying out of trouble, because he's staying out of trouble so he won't never get separated away from his peoples. So by staying out of trouble, not even knowing it was a byproduct of that. Now you got, good conduct, and now they get ready to release you. They done gave you parole, and you ain't even went up for your parole hearing. You bucking on the parole hearings because you ain't trying to go home. They give it to you anyway. When you got dudes going back and forth in there every year pleading and stating their case and talking about their accomplishments and talking about how far they come, and they denied, denied, denied. But you don't even have to go in there, and the people that give you parole, and what do? I don't want it. What? I don't want it. What? Say he ain't want it. He said, I ain't got nowhere to go. I ain't got no family or nothing. And I don't want to leave my peoples. My people got 3-4 more years, man. I don't want to leave my peoples. Are you insane? Are you in? Yeah, literally. And he would tell you that to your face. He come back from finding out that he made parole looking like somebody just tried to rob him in the hallway. What's wrong with you, man? You got some bad news, something else happened. Somebody, the people gave me parole, man. I ain't trying to go nowhere. What? Man, it's almost, it's mind blowing, but it's real though. It's real though. Is he didn't want to go nowhere because he in love with his peoples and he ain't got nobody else, and he don't know where to go or what to do when he get out there or what's going on, and he don't know. He going into a foreign world. When you've been locked up 20, 30, 40, 50 years, when you come out of that penitentiary, you're actually walking into a foreign country. Because it's no longer what you left it out there to be. It's nothing the same. It's nobody the same. And I guess that's how he felt. And he literally was in love, according to him. And he ain't want to leave, man. And the people telling him, you got to go, man. You got to go. You made parole. I can't refuse it. Now you cannot refuse it. It came from the what's the name, So the only other recourse to that is to catch a charge. If you catch a charge or something like that, they gonna revoke your parole. So what did he do? I guess he discussed it with his people and everything, and he go assault the officer. Yeah, just walk up to the officer, bang, 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 and ball up like a scared folded up lawn chair, and let the people pound on him and lock him up, and I love you, I love you, and get took up out there crying, telling me he loved the boy. I'ma see, cause he know he going to and get his parole took. He going in the hole. He staying there a couple of weeks. Gonna get a charge. Might give him a street charge. Boom. Eventually, let him out. If they don't let him out, then they gonna send him somewhere else. The boy gonna check in, and the boy gonna follow where he go. But he ain't going home because he don't want to go home because his people right there. He don't want to go home because he say he ain't got nobody out there. He don't want to go home because he say ain't no love out there. He love his peoples, and he don't want to leave them in there by himself. And you tell me that the penitentiary won't mess with your mind? Man, you kidding me. You kidding me. And this is real, actual, factual stories, man. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, it's crazy. And then the last one that I can think of on the top of my head, I spoke about before in one of these videos. I don't remember if I did a whole video about it, but it was Teddy Bear, man. Teddy Bear, old Teddy Bear. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Teddy Bear was from up my way or close to my way, like Northern Virginia. He's supposed to be from Maryland or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But everybody who ever been on that way within the past 30 years probably know Teddy Bear. To my understanding, Teddy Bear was on there for decades and decades. Teddy Bear was so comfortable on this joint, and the administration messed with him so much, I guess because he was kind of intelligent and he knew how to organize and strategize or whatever the case may be. And they gonna use you for what your skills are. That's what they was doing with Doc. When I told y'all Doc, they used to be with Booker, Doc was smart. Doc had like 6 college degrees. So Doc can organize and run a whole building by himself. And that's what they use him for, whoever the lieutenant or the captain or something. They're going to use him for his skills and put him in a job position where he's actually doing their job and they just the one that's actually getting the check. So that's how Teddy Bear was. Teddy Bear actually had an office in the administration building. Teddy Bear actually had keys to his office, just like a lieutenant over there, a captain, a major, something, in the administration building. Teddy Bear had a single cell and a double cell unit. Ain't nobody got no single cells, boy. They won't even put nobody in the cell with him. total power. You run afoul of Teddy Bear, you going to jail, you going up under the jail, you want you up off of that compound, you going up off of that compound, put your hands on Teddy Bear, you going to take a brutal from the police, they going to beat you down, and you going up off of there. So Teddy Bear had power, to say the least, on the compound. And anybody who common sense know that. You ain't got to like him, you can say he hot, you can say he telling, you can say he a snitch, you can say all of that. But you better not say it to him, because he go over there and tell them people gonna come get you. People gonna come get you. You ain't got no wins messing with Teddy Bear. The best thing you can do is be cordial with him, or if you ain't friends with him, be cordial with him, because you ain't got no wins messing with Teddy Bear. Now, when he that good in there with the administration, and he living a life in the penitentiary that most dudes ain't gonna live. You know, the police ain't gonna mess with him. The police ain't gonna, he ain't got to worry about shakedowns. He ain't got to worry about being harassed. If you get a new CO there who don't even know who he is and go fooling with him, they gonna get put in check real quick. By the captain, the major, the warden, they gonna get put in check real quick. Do not mess with him. But he was doing, I don't care what he was doing. Don't mess with him. You got a problem with him, you call me. That's how good Teddy had it on this joint. I had never seen nothing like it. I had never seen nothing like it. So I'm like, good little mug. But you know, you got to take heed and be aware of these things. But Teddy Bear had it good like that. Now, to my understanding, that this is what I was told, and I got told on this on good authority. The Teddy Bear turned down parole 3 times already. Made parole. He ain't getting no charges. I just explained it to y'all where he at and how he living. It ain't no police on the compound gonna write Teddy Bear. They catch Teddy Bear with a phone or a gun or something, he's gonna disappear. He ain't getting no charge. See what I'm saying? So when you ain't getting no charges, and you know, it's a possibility that you might make parole if you're not getting no charges for decades or whatever, depending upon what your case is and how high profile your case is, or who your case is against. You see what I'm saying? So I heard he made paper and he turned it down. He literally turned it down. I told the people he ain't want parole. He just refused. He just refused the parole. I don't want it. You know, you granted parole, you don't want parole, you only you ain't got excess amount of time left on your sentence. I heard you can turn it down, but that's not even things that people think about, because it's never even in question. Oh, if I make it, I'll turn it down. Or can I turn it down? Who cares? If I can, I can't. I'm not. So it's never something that really comes up where you don't really know the answer to it, because it's never really been an issue with nobody. But they say Teddy Bear turned it down like 3 times. No, I don't want it. I turned it down. I don't want to make parole. Woo. He had to get a charge or whatever he had to do. I don't know. I heard he refused it 3 times. You know what I'm saying? This is before I even get there. So now he made parole, and they make him take it. Either he at the end of his bid or whatever the case is, he ain't got a couple months left. Whatever the case was, they made him take it. And even the administration said, man, go home, man, live with your family, woo. To my understanding, Teddy Bear go home, and to my understanding, he died within a couple of months. He died within a couple of months. See what I'm saying? And I've heard that about a lot of people, or looked at or studied that about a lot of people since I was locked up. And you know, they say when people get older and people, you know, one of the main things is if you take away their livelihood, they lose their zest to live. And if you look back in history, you look at people that function at a high level, even at an older age, they had a daily activity, a daily job, a responsibility. It looks seemingly like nothing went wrong with them. But as soon as they retire, not soon after they die. I'm going to give you a couple of examples from my observation and from my study. Look at Bob Barker, The Price is Right. Look how old he was. Look how fluent he moved. Look how he showed up every day for work. When he stopped doing it, passed away soon. Casey Kasem, same thing, you know, passed away soon. Joe Paterno, football coach, 40 years. Joe just had somebody crashed into him on the sideline like a couple of years before that, broke his leg and everything. He on the sideline next day with a cast on. As soon as he get, you know, forced out over some allegations of some other stuff or whatever it was that he left, died a couple of years later. They don't got that, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's something to that. But, and maybe that may be the case what happened with Teddy Bear, because Teddy Bear had responsibilities every day on that compound. Teddy Bear was somebody. The teddy bear was somebody that if he didn't show up to work that day, something won't gonna run as smooth as it usually runs. Something won't gonna be right. Something won't gonna be in order, because that was his responsibility. And then go out there on the street where you, the big man in the penitentiary, go out on the street, you just a man on the street. You can be a big man in prison, just a man on the street. You see what I'm saying? That's a big difference. That's a culture shock. And a lot of people can't deal with that, man. And I know some homeboys that came home and before and then about the time I did, and they dealing with that same thing right now. There was everybody in there, and they just somebody out here. So, you know, it's crazy, man. But yeah, man. But I actually know people who done bucked on parole, bro. For whatever the reasons may be, I definitely know people who are bucked on parole. I definitely can't see no situation on this planet or on this earth that I can know about that I would have done that. Not me. I wanted to get out the day after I went in. So, yeah, I would have never done that. Nothing that I can conceive of doing that, you know. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But it does happen, man. So, anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. That, you know, when you're in prison, man, there's just so many different things that you may see that you may never even think about. It may never even cross your mind. And I know a lot of people listen to this video might say, and they'll say, man, I never thought nobody would not want to come home from prison. Yeah, they are. Very few, but they do exist. They do exist for whatever reason, their own personal belief, their own personal reason. For whatever reason, you do have those type of people. Yeah, crazy as it may sound, man. You know, crazy as it may sound. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all talk to me, I talk back. I cannot talk back if you don't talk to me. I'll just be talking. You understand me? So I appreciate y'all. Each and every one of y'all, like I said, is a blessing in every lesson, man. And the blessing is, man, that, you know, you can learn from other people if you pay attention. You know what I'm saying? And you never can judge a person for whatever their personal beliefs are, because you can only go so far as what you know and what you believe in and what your experiences are. So, you know, I don't judge people, man. I just, you know, look at them and try to learn from them, man. And I think that's something that all of us should try to do, you know. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Listen, man, we're on the road to 100K. We can't get there without y'all. We cannot get there without y'all, man. You know, we need this platform to get put out there on a bigger stage. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do everything I can in 2024 and this, you know, humanly possible to make this the best channel that it could possibly be, so we can reach the most people that we could possibly reach, so we can help the most people that we could possibly help. That's my goal. That's my mission. Hope y'all join in with me. Shout out to everybody that comes in that morning mud. Shout out to everybody who locks in at 6, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Everybody taps in the late night chat, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. Y'all stay tuned, stay locked in, man, because TikTok, stay locked in and check them shorts out, man. I've been active in the shorts, and I'm going to be active in the purity listeners in the workout real soon. So y'all stay tuned, stay locked in, man, and we're going to make it happen in 2024. TBP Nation, man, we out here. Big love to each and every one of y'all, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep supporting. It's very important. Appreciate you all by all means, no matter what you do. Wherever you do it at, just be sure to bang, 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 boom. Duck them hooks, man. They out there, man, and they ain't playing.
The Banky special. Yeah. Pure deliciousness. Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in